Hello guys, I'm here to give you a better understanding of part 2 in the IELTS speaking test. Many of my students ask me, what's the best way to make my story more interesting, or what's the best way to answer part 2? How to answer part 2 more effectively. So the basic thing to do is follow one technique. Choose the one you feel more comfortable with. So in this case, you have the typical one, answering questions, all the WH questions: who, where, when, what, why. Okay, so these questions will help you move smoothly for 2 minutes. Okay. Another technique is the past, present, future. So you should be able to speak about different, or to use different verb tenses. So that will again help you move smoothly, okay, through your story for 2 minutes. So I just wanted to tell you the most important technique for me, like how to create ideas in this case, it would be based on your vocabulary. You create the ideas. It's not the way around. It's not first I create ideas and then I see what vocabulary can I use, because you only have 1 minute to prepare. You don't have time to actually go through ideas and then vocabulary for the ideas. Your vocabulary, your phrases and collocations, your idioms are the ones you need to brainstorm, and then they are the basis of your ideas to talk and speak for 2 minutes in your test. So this is how I do it. Describe an open air or street market which you enjoy visiting. Okay, so as I always tell my students, the most important thing in the task is not the bullet points, is actually the topic. As long as you continue speaking about this, you don't really have to speak about the bullet point. You could, if you want, you can speak about how you feel. You could speak about your opinion about the market. You could speak about any anecdote. You can describe it as well. You can follow the questions if you want to, and then move on. The most important thing is, do not go off topic, and this is the topic, not the bullet points. All right? So if we have to describe an open air or street market, the first thing I'm going to do during my minute of preparation is not thinking about the ideas that I could say. What I'm going to do is I'm going to brainstorm all the expressions and all the vocabulary that I could use. That is how I do it. This is what I tell my students to do. Okay, so I'm gonna show you one list, general list, okay, of adjectives, idioms, collocations that you can use, that you could actually brainstorm during 1 minute, and then stick them there, stick them in your practice. So what can I say? Oh, speaking about a market, okay, let's go and make a list of the different vocabulary I know related to a market. So what can I say? Okay, I know fresh produce. I could say that the street, right? Where is it? So it's a hot spot in the city. It's in the high street. It's a crowded street. It's a bustling street. Like, again, the same. They are synonyms. I need to look for variety of synonyms, and then I could use them in my story. Shopping spree. So I really enjoy it, or I usually go there on a shopping spree. I wander through the streets. Everything is top-notch quality. So it doesn't matter if you buy from one stand or another, it's as broad as it's long. For example, abundant products. So what I do is I brainstorm the vocabulary for 1 minute, and then I just go through it based on one of the techniques that I told you. Either I go for the WH questions, what, where, when, and so on, or I go through the present, past, and future. You have a very organized strategy where you introduce your story, then you continue giving me details about the topic, so about the market in this case, and then you go through number 3 and number 4 as extra ideas to keep you talking. Once again, remember, if the topic is set in the past, then I need to answer the WH questions with the past, then move on to the present, and then move on to the future. So I hope that this sample is useful for you to get an idea of the order and the organization and all the vocabulary that you could use and how you would prepare your minute to then actually produce ideas based on vocabulary. So yeah, I hope this helps.